Is the real winner tonight, is it Volkanovski, guys? I mean, what in the hell happened here? And how did it happen? And why is Volkanovski not speaking up? I am confused. Volkanovski very quietly, very quietly, has become the #1 pound-for-pound fighter. I have not said those words yet because I believe it's Kamaru Usman. It doesn't matter what Chael believes. As an industry, respectfully and out of sportsmanship, we defer to that ranking. Kamaru Usman never claimed that he was the pound-for-pound #1 until he won that ranking. Khabib Nurmagomedov, on his way out the door, who had never achieved it, asked for one thing, which is next week, let me have that ranking. They gave him the ranking, and Jon Jones came in furious over the top of it. That ranking and that number matters. It truly does. And Volkanovski quietly became #1. I don't know if he can hold it. He's going to get to hold it for 3 weeks at a minimum until Usman's next fight with Leon. But it's a big deal. It's a big deal. Charles Oliveira, who is not the champion. Daniel Cormier tonight told the world he was the champion. That's not true. And the people that love Charles, and that's why you're calling him the champion, you aren't going to like it when he goes into his next fight if he wins. Because you're going to want to call him a 2-time champion. And you're taking that ability away. I mean, in fairness, it's really important that we do understand what's going on with that division. It's all part of the story. But there's also a very different approach in if you are the champion or you are the contender. Are you trying to hold on to a belt or are you trying to win a belt? It's important as a way of serving Oliveira that we understand it for what it is, which is the title is vacant. 2 guys, neither's champion, neither's defending. 2 guys are going to look and fight for something, and it's a tremendous honor and a tremendous achievement for whoever gets it. But hold the thought. Volkanovski 1 week ago was poking around in this division. Volkanovski started to gain a little bit of steam. He was getting responses from Makhachev and Makhachev's coaches. He was getting responses by Justin Gaethje. He was gaining some momentum. Charles Oliveira was resisting fighting Makhachev. That's true, publicly. Lima, the coach of Oliveira, even said, we'll fight the sumbitch. We're not doing it in Abu Dhabi. Well, nothing's changed. They haven't moved the fight. It's still in Abu Dhabi. They haven't changed the date. They haven't changed the weight class. They haven't changed the rules. They haven't changed the rounds. They haven't changed anything. But Charles' opinion has changed. As a matter of fact, Charles is going to fight Makhachev now. The only new variable within the equation that I just laid out for you, the only new variable is that Volkanovski was interested in the fight. If you are Volkanovski and you are Team Volkanovski and you are not coming out and screaming from the rooftops that Charles Oliveira just ducked me, here's the evidence. He had no interest in fighting Islam. I became available. He is now happy to go and fight Islam. It doesn't matter if it's accurate. In terms of the truth, we don't know what was in the heart. We don't know what was in the mind of Charles Oliveira, but goddamn, you don't know that it wasn't. My statement is 100% true for you. 1 week ago, Oliveira was resisting fighting Makhachev for a plethora of reasons, none of which have changed. Not the location, not the date, not a goddamn thing has changed. Other than Volkanovski's now interested. And off we go. I think I'll go do business with Makhachev. I'm just sharing with you. If you're Volkanovski, you need to be getting credit for this. You need to be taking your lap for this. And now that you also are the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, Conor McGregor is a fighter within this world. Jon Jones is a fighter within this world. Kamaru Usman is a champion within this world. Valentina Shevchenko is a champion. Juliana Pena, Amanda Nunes, he's #1. Very hard for anybody to want to deny that, for anybody to want to resist him. Very hard for anybody to be able to say, he's too small, he's not good enough, he hasn't done it. He's ranked #1. That's it. He said that he was interested in that fight. There was no response given to him whatsoever. But there was other guys in the division that knew if, in fact, he comes up, it's likely to all get shifted. That's what Chandler calling out Makhachev was about. And if Volkanovski doesn't come and take his bow, if he doesn't come and take his lap, not to mention, guys, Yair Rodriguez thought he was fighting for the right to fight Volkanovski. Volkanovski's job, I'm not saying he does this, by the way, but his job is to go out and get the most money against the easiest opponent every single time he has a chance. If Rodriguez, who I believe would be very complicated for Volkanovski, not questioning how good Volk is, you're going to take some shots, man. You just are. You're going to get cracked in the mouth. Your lip's going to be bleeding. You're going to have to go some minutes. The guy's going to jump up the cage and kick you in the teeth. Like, it's just one of these things. And if this narrative can hold up, and people think that the rematch between Rodriguez and Ortega is the only way to rightly end what we began tonight, if that can sell, then Volkanovski is going to default down, I believe, to Josh Emmett, which is a great fight by the X's and O's. But which one would Volk find to be harder? Because whatever that one is, that's the one you don't want. And it just seems to me everywhere I'm looking, the winner tonight was Volkanovski. Volkanovski will get nothing. He will get no credit. Nobody knows that he's the #1 ranked pound-for-pound fighter in the world. He took no victory lap. He came out. He said nothing. Mum's the word. Nobody's connected the dots that Charles Oliveira is jumping in there with Makhachev willingly when it's something he was undoing to a week before when Volkanovski became available. Volk's not speaking up. He's not getting himself this credit. It's a mistake. Good news is Makhachev Charles is going to happen. That's the one that we wanted, right, guys? From a purely competitive standpoint, that's the one that we thought should be made. But you guys can see how when you've got these players on a board and one piece comes down, all the rest of them start to fall into place. So we're starting to see something here. Chandler was interested in Makhachev. He's not going to be as interested now. What the hell's going on with Poirier and Chandler, and why'd we ever put that off, right? I mean, things start to come back around. We start asking these same questions a second time. I think as this week plays out, we're finally going to start to get some answers.